Speaking to the Gridiron dinner, former Vice President Mike Pence finally had the gumption to speak out against former President Donald Trump. President Trump was wrong, Pence said for the first time since January 6, 2021. I had no right to overturn the election, and his reckless words endangered my family and everyone at the Capitol that day, and I know that history will hold Donald Trump accountable. Pence has been subpoenaed to speak to the grand jury reviewing the January 6 issue, but he's fighting the subpoena, despite speaking out on what happened in his book as well as in numerous interviews. Speaking to Jim Acosta, anti-Trump lawyer George Conway said that history would judge everyone that has been involved in Trump's rise to power and the crash that is likely coming. I am all for him running against the standard. He has said this before, recalled Conway. I think before a Federalist Society event in Florida last year. Occasionally, he does talk like this, but you have to remember this is a private party of journalists in Washington, D.C. That's great. Say it more out there, out in Iowa, out on the campaign trail. Let's see you do that. I don't think it's a good look for him. I like journalists just as much as anybody, but saying it at a private dinner like that, a white tie event, just doesn't cut it, particularly when you are fighting having to testify about the illegality that he tried to make you engage in. So, that's a bit galling to me. The other thing he objected to is that it shouldn't have gone on this long with Pence trying to hedge. Even though I give him enormous credit for doing the right thing, it should not have come to that. He had his own personal and moral obligations on a ballot in 2020 to concede the election, as soon as the Electoral College voted, Conway continued. And he is responsible for not saying we lost. He was terrified of Donald Trump's to do that. Acosta said that he remembered covering Pence and how careful he was, and that he refused to go out on a limb and say that they lost the election. Even Republican strategist Alice Stewart agreed that Pence tends to hold back until he's ready to respond and that it's clear it's what he's doing with the big lie.